What if I told you that chocolate, the sweet treat you love today, was once used as money? And even more surprising, the first chocolate was not sweet at all. It was bitter, spicy, and reserved only for kings and warriors. But how did this strange, powerful drink turn into the delicious chocolate we enjoy today? This is the incredible history of chocolate. Today, chocolate is everywhere, from small candies to luxury desserts, from children to adults. Millions of people enjoy chocolate every single day. It is one of the most popular foods in the world, but chocolate did not always look or taste like it does today. Its story begins thousands of years ago in the dense jungles of Central America, a story of power, culture, trade, and transformation. Let's go back in time to discover where chocolate really comes from. Long before modern cities existed, deep in the tropical rainforests of Central America, grew a small tree with a big secret. This tree was called the cacao tree. Its fruit was unusual. Large pods grew directly from the trunk of the tree. Inside each pod were dozens of small seeds. These seeds would later change the world. But at that time, they were just part of nature, until one ancient civilization discovered their true power.
Around 2,000 years ago, the Maya civilization began to use cacao.
The Maya were highly advanced. They had their own writing system, architecture, and deep knowledge of astronomy. But one of their most interesting discoveries was chocolate. The Maya did not eat chocolate like we do today. Instead, they turned cacao seeds into a drink. First, they dried and roasted the seeds. Then they ground them into a paste. After that, they mixed it with water and spices. The result was a dark, bitter drink. This drink was very different from modern chocolate. It was not sweet. It often included chili, herbs, and other strong flavors. But for the Maya, this drink was special. Chocolate was not for everyone. It was considered a luxury and often reserved for kings, nobles, warriors, priests. It was used during important ceremonies and even in religious rituals. The Maya believed that cacao was a gift from the gods. Drinking chocolate was seen as something powerful and sacred. In fact, cacao was so valuable that it began to be used as money. Yes, cacao beans were used like coins. People could buy food, clothing, and even services using cacao. For example, a few beans could buy a meal. More beans could buy a turkey. This made cacao one of the earliest forms of currency in history. But the story of chocolate was just beginning, because another powerful civilization would take it even further.
As time passed, another powerful civilization rose in Central America.
They were known as the Aztecs. The Aztecs built a vast empire, filled with grand cities, strong warriors, and rich culture. When they discovered cacao, they quickly understood its value. Just like the Maya, the Aztecs turned cacao into a drink. But for them, chocolate became even more important. The Aztec emperor Montezuma was known to drink large amounts of chocolate every day. According to stories, he drank it from golden cups. He believed chocolate gave him strength, power, and energy. For the Aztecs, chocolate was not just a drink, it was a symbol of status. Only the rich and powerful could enjoy it regularly. Chocolate also played an important role in war. Aztec warriors carried cacao with them during long journeys. The drink gave them energy and helped them stay strong. Because of this, chocolate became closely connected to strength and survival.
In the early 1500s, everything began to change. Spanish explorers arrived in the Aztec Empire. One of them was Hernán Cortés. When Cortés met Emperor Montezuma, he noticed something interesting. The emperor drank chocolate regularly. At first, the Spanish did not like it. The drink was too bitter, too strong, and very different from what they were used to. But they soon realized something important. Cacao was extremely valuable. Cortés brought cacao beans back to Spain. At first, chocolate remained a secret among the Spanish elite, but the Europeans made one major change. They added sugar. This simple change transformed chocolate completely. The bitter drink became sweet, rich, and enjoyable. Soon, chocolate became popular among European royalty. In Europe, chocolate was still a luxury. Only the rich could afford it. It was served in royal courts and enjoyed by kings and queens. Chocolate became a symbol of wealth and power. People believed it had special qualities. Some even thought it could improve health or increase energy. As chocolate became more popular, special places called chocolate houses began to appear. These were similar to coffee houses. People gathered there to drink chocolate, talk, and share ideas. In cities like London, chocolate houses became very fashionable. They were places of business, politics, and social life. As demand for chocolate increased, European countries began to grow cacao in their colonies. Cacao plantations spread across South America, the Caribbean parts of Asia. This helped increase production, but it also brought challenges. Plantations required a lot of labor. Many workers faced difficult and unfair conditions. This is an important part of chocolate's history. For many years, chocolate was still mostly consumed as a drink, but in the 1800s, everything changed. New machines were invented. These machines made it possible to process cacao in new ways. Chocolate became smoother, softer, and easier to shape. For the first time, solid chocolate was created. During the Industrial Revolution, chocolate production increased rapidly. Factories began to produce chocolate on a large scale. This made chocolate cheaper and more available to ordinary people. Now, chocolate was no longer just for the rich. It became a treat that almost everyone could enjoy. As technology improved, chocolate continued to evolve. In the 19th century, a major breakthrough changed everything. A Dutch chemist named Coenraad Johannes van Houten invented a machine that could press cacao beans. This process removed much of the fat, also known as cocoa butter. What remained was a fine powder, which could easily be mixed with water or milk. This invention made chocolate smoother and easier to produce. It also reduced the bitterness, making chocolate more enjoyable for a wider audience. Soon after, another important innovation appeared. A Swiss chocolatier named Daniel Peter had a simple but brilliant idea. He decided to mix chocolate with milk. But there was a challenge. Fresh milk would spoil quickly, so he worked with another innovator, Henri Nestlé, who had developed condensed milk. Together they created the first successful milk chocolate. This new chocolate was sweeter, creamier, and much more popular. It quickly spread across Europe and then to the rest of the world. As chocolate became more popular, companies began to grow rapidly. Famous brands like Cadbury in England and Hershey in the United States helped make chocolate a global product. These companies focused on mass production. They made chocolate affordable, accessible, and consistent in quality. Chocolate bars, candies, and sweets became common in everyday life. By the 20th century, chocolate had become one of the most loved foods in the world. People from different cultures began creating their own styles, from dark chocolate to milk chocolate, from truffles to hot cocoa. The variety kept growing. Chocolate was no longer just a luxury. It became a part of daily life, a comfort food, a gift, and even a symbol of love. But behind this sweet story, there is also a serious side. Even today, cacao farming can